Alright, this is our last day of traveling in Sicily in a van. If you're this far into the video, or if you skip through the rest of the video and just kind of want to hear about what it's like to travel in a van in Sicily, hear about some of the things that we like, some of the things that we didn't expect or maybe didn't really like, then this is the part of the video where we talk about it. So we got a couple things, a list of things that we wanted to address. So Laura, what's the first thing?
Okay, so the first thing is the likes, and we said history here. So all the Roman and Greek architecture and different archaeological sites, all of that is super interesting and generally well cared for.
Especially the UNESCO sites that have been are UNESCO heritage sites. They were all really nice.
There's a lot of other cool sites that you'll see on the map or on TripAdvisor or whatever, but they're not necessarily cared for at all, or they're just like open, anybody can use it. It's graffiti everywhere. People have used it as bathrooms. So that's kind of disappointing, but there's just so much of it here. I kind of get that you can't, I guess, maintain it all.
Yeah, some of the sites, we went to see a medieval castle that was totally abandoned. It looked like it was a really nice spot at one point, like a museum, and it had a little entrance with a little visitor center, and then it's just completely abandoned. There's nothing organized there, and people just go in there. There's trash in there. There's actually like fresh human turds at the entrance. Yeah, a little weird, but it was really cool to see it. It was a little like exploring, and nobody cared if you went in there. There was no signs, there was no gates, no nothing. It was on Google, so it was a little strange, but kind of cool. All right, what's the next thing on the list?
Nice people. So the people have been really nice, even though we speak no Italian.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
Die Dame kennt diesen Teufel nicht. Ich arbeite
English. Foreigners don't know what we're doing most of the time. They've been very kind about it and forgiving. Even the people, not everybody speaks English, obviously, but even those that don't, they do try, like they really try, and they don't seem annoyed that we're here and not, trying or don't know any Italian, basically, whatsoever.
Yeah, that was the nice thing, is that people, you could tell they're not getting frustrated if you can't say something. They try, and they expect you to try a little bit, but it's not, they don't get frustrated when you are... when you can't explain something. Right. And also Google Translate, I mean, we live in a world where you can really use the tools and technology to help you. That's been a real lifesaver, being able to just use a translation app and then just point it to them and say like, oh, where do we find a bathroom, or where's the gas station, or whatever. Most restaurants, though, people speak English. Like even somewhere in smaller towns, like in coffee shops and whatnot, people do at least understand, like if you want to, what kind of a payment you want to use, or if you want a cappuccino or whatever, or where the bathroom is, they are able to explain it to you. Right. Very kind people in general, just super kind.
Yeah. And along those lines, the next thing was cheap food is good, so you don't have to spend a lot of money to get good food. Even like the street food has been really good, just kind of off the beaten path. Small little restaurants we've stopped at have been really good, so we haven't had to spend a lot of money. Food in the grocery store has been really affordable, so we've been able to do a lot of cooking and have meals on our own as well very easily.
Yeah, that, and I would say that my favorite thing was the arancini, which is like a rice ball that has been fried with like meat in it or cheese. So that was really cool. You can buy it as street food, or you can buy it at a nice restaurant. It's usually pretty inexpensive. Pizza has been good. We only had pizza once, but it's been good. I think we're gonna have some more later, maybe some fancy pizza. The other thing, there's a lot of dessert places. So like desserts like little croissants with pistachio and ricotta cheese. Oh, so good. That's definitely my favorite. And the bread here is really fresh. It doesn't have that weird, like, kind of like wet, chewy, almost like artificial taste that is in the US. Here it's just like airy, very natural. Just in general, the food has a very natural, like muted almost taste to it. Everything is like, if it's something that's sugary, it's just enough sugar. If it's savory, it's just enough savor. It's not overwhelming. So definitely.
But breakfast has been somewhat challenging. Like I'm not a big fan of eating like desserts for breakfast like that. So having the van, we've been able to do like yogurt and eggs on our own. There's not a lot of like, oh, let's go get an omelet or like something a little more savory and filling for breakfast. It's like little desserts for breakfast.
Totally. All right, let's go to the next one.
Let's see. Relatively easy camping. So camping has been easy to find. The app, Park 4 Night.
Yeah, Park 4 Night app's great. We've parked in places that were like up by Mount Etna that were essentially free. I mean, there was nobody to take money. It's a little not super clean, but it was nice. It's mostly just trash. Like bathrooms have always been clean. Yeah. It's just that there's a lot of plastics and like home stuff, like bed frames, and that's the kind of stuff that they can't recycle. It's kind of all over the place. But other than that, it's really clean. Old RV Park's been really clean, nice. Most expensive one was like €30 a night. That included like decent warm showers. The one thing to keep in mind, bathrooms don't have toilet paper most of the time and don't have any soap, so you have to bring your own. Don't have hot water unless it's like specifically like either you pay extra for it or it's included. What else about the bathrooms? I was going to say something about the bathrooms, but
even out in the community, like the bathrooms have been easy to find. Mm-hmm. Like even getting gelato, like they've had a bathroom.
Yeah, there's always like a small shop, and there's always they always have a bathroom.
Yeah, so we haven't been struggling there. I do recommend carrying some toilet paper with you at all times because even out in a nice shop, they might not have any paper at all.
Excellent.
Let's see. Good coffee. You can talk about that.
You're not a big coffee drinker.
I'm a tea drinker.
Coffee. Yeah, but they've always had tea.
Black tea. Or chamomile.
Yeah, no like herbal teas. But yes, coffee. You would imagine coffee in Italy is amazing. It is amazing. Everybody makes the best cup of coffee. Everybody's got manual, high-end, like super nice espresso machines. There's no drip coffee ever anywhere. Even like if you don't have a machine at home, they usually just use a little percolator, like a single shot, which is what we've been using in the van. And we don't have one at home, and now I want to buy one because I think the coffee really turns out really good. And if you didn't know, espresso has less caffeine in it than the typical American drip coffee. So drip coffee is probably better for you because it goes through the process much quicker. So there's less caffeine. To me, it tastes better, but other people like drip coffee more. So next.
Driving. As you can see, we're driving right now. I love driving here. It is not for everyone. This is what we have to deal with. Yep. The reason why I love driving here is because people don't get mad. We've put almost 1,000 kilometers driving all over the place, city, outside of the city, highway, wherever. There's no road rage. People don't get upset driving here. People loosely follow the traffic laws. Very loosely. There's no traffic laws. Yes. Motorcycles, mopeds, split lanes. They don't stop at stop signs. Stop is like yield. Yeah, stop is like kind of optional so you don't hit someone.
But speeds are pretty low, so the chances of hitting somebody is pretty low. No cops. We've only maybe seen cops once or twice. I think they use speed cameras here. But if it says 70 kilometers an hour, people go like 100, 120 kilometers an hour. But you a lot of times run into where like a car goes really, really slow. Like this car in front of us right now is going very slow. Probably with a speed limit or a little over it, but then the people are like kind of going on the side much faster. If you're in the left lane, somebody will start flashing their lights and honking at you from far away to get you off of the left lane. People are right here, the tailgate, like nobody's business here.
Yeah.
Which is, in my opinion, totally fine. I mean, if you're in the left lane...
If you're camping in the left lane...
If you're camping in the left lane, you should not be doing that.
Yeah.
Just get in the right lane. So, but yeah, overall, love driving here. It's fun. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
Next.
Before we move, the passing. So passing on opposing traffic lanes.
Oh yeah, that's scary.
That's kind of scary.
Especially at night, people here, like, if it's a double solid lane, says no passing, they don't care. They'll pass in the middle of a mountain pass where only like one car can fit. They will try to
blind
squeeze
corners.
on blind corners.
That is scary.
Yeah, absolutely. Like not even a thought. So passing here, just essentially wherever you want to pass, you pass.
Okay, dislikes. Number one dislike.
Yes.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage is everywhere.
Very frustrating.
Everywhere. I mean, not in like, the very nice, like touristy areas, like the nice spots, but everywhere else, there's garbage everywhere. Just like bags of it. Like people have just like pulled over and dumped their whole weeks of trash along the side of the highway, along the road to Mount Etna, like everywhere.
It's pretty terrible. We've heard all sorts of different stories about mafia running the garbage business here.
There's all kinds of excuses.
All kinds of excuses,
why?
But in reality, like I think it's probably partially the same reason why people take crap inside World War II bunkers here, or like we went down this beautiful ravine into a canyon to go swimming in a river, and there was human turds all along the way with toilet paper covering it, smothered over with the rock. I mean, just disgusting. So I don't know, maybe it's just I wouldn't say it's a culture, but it's just like not really like, oh, it's just human crap, whatever. Weird, yeah. But yeah, garbage problem kind of sucks. They're very meticulous about separating garbage here, which is also kind of weird. They separate everything from like organic, plastic, paper, all sorts of, there's like 5 different wet
ingredients.
Like wet ingredient. Like it's really weird. So I think it's because they're making people separate garbage. A lot of people just get frustrated and just throw it into wherever, and then that just ends up being all over the place.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's bad.
So yeah, I wanted to kind of really quickly talk about the company that we rented the van with. So we went with Indi Campers. They're a huge company. They started not that long ago, only a few years ago, but they've grown into a huge organization. They have depots everywhere. They have them in Colorado where we live, and now they have it here and like everywhere, which is really cool. They use different types of vans, mostly like ProMaster vans, like some transit vans, and then this Marco Polo van, the Mercedes Marco Polo van. So we had a great experience. They have great like chat support. They have a great website. There was, up to this point, we haven't returned the van yet. We're on our way to return it. We haven't run into any like weird issues. They haven't like charged us for anything extra. The van was overall pretty clean, as far as like just a basic like cleanliness. The one thing that was frustrating was there were a bunch of stuff that was broken in the van. Nothing really important, but like one of the tires was low, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just go to the gas station, fill it up." Like they didn't have a lot of gas in it. The AdBlue DEF fluid like ran out pretty quickly, so I had to go buy that. the van is making a weird noise behind the driver's seat, which is strange. I don't know where that's coming from. Just lots of little stuff, like the bed was broken, the table was broken, and the thing only has like 20,000 miles on it. Like I think 16,000 is like 40,000 kilometers or something like that. Very, very low miles, but extremely beat up. I don't think they repair them. When they just like use them until they can't use them anymore, and then they just get rid of them.
And that sounds like just from super heavy use. Like,
so, yeah.
As soon as we return this van, apparently they're going to rent it out to somebody else. It's
within
like back
2
to back.
hours. Yeah, within like 2 hours. So they probably don't even have time to repair it or whatever. But at the same time, it's pretty cheap. I think all in, this was like just over $100 a day. With everything, except like fuel and, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so this is probably cheaper than a nice hotel. It's, other than that, it was really great. The pickup location was kind of in a weird place.
Like
industrial area. But they also told us that if we wanted to take a van, and, originally tell them that we took the van back across Europe and wanted to do a one-way trip and drop it off somewhere else, they said like, yeah, that's an option. You can take the van somewhere else, and if they use the same type of van, you can just leave it there, which is really cool. Saves you on time. You can fly into one airport and then fly out of another one. That's about it. Any other final thoughts?
I think overall it was great. And I think this was a good amount of time. How many days did we have it for?
I think we were from the 16th to the 23rd. So
that was a long time.
Van, yeah.
And I think you don't need that many days to explore. I think you can still have a good amount of fun and see a lot in even just
4 to 5 days.
Yeah, like even 4 days, you can still see a lot. Like everything is so close. It's such a small island.
Totally. And then eventually, essentially you're paying for the van. You're paying what you would pay for a rental car. Like you would probably pay about $100 a day on a decent rental car. And this is a nice, comfortable van.
And camping has been cheap too.
Camping has been cheap. We mentioned that, like some 15 to 30 euros for a night. And also, one other thing to mention, pretty much everybody takes credit cards. And the way that they take them is it's all tap to pay, so you can use your phone, super safe that way, or you can just tap your card. They
strongly prefer cash.
They do prefer cash, because I think it's expensive to pay fees and whatever. But it's great because you can, we only needed to use cash a few times, and it was like a couple campsites didn't take cash, so we, didn't take credit cards, so we used cash. The other thing to keep in mind is lots of different ATMs charge different fees. Mm-hmm. So making sure that you find that one that doesn't charge a ton of fees. Usually it's not in touristy places. So we went to a post office, and they had a ATM, which they call a bancomat here. It was way cheaper there. It was a very small fee, but then also your bank might charge you. So. But that's it. Thanks for watching the video. We haven't done a video like that in a long time. I think our last video was 5 years ago when we traveled in the camper or in our casita, and so we don't have it anymore, but we're gonna hopefully travel more in a van. I mean, definitely. We're also kind of sold on the van. I get why people, we have another camper right now and a truck, and I get why people like vans.
Yeah.
Being able to pull up, not get out, just turn your seats over, and then have a lounge area, be able to cook inside, slide the door, just have all this open space. It's awesome. Having a van, really cool. Also, if you're thinking about getting a bigger van for a shorter trip like this, don't. Get a small van. Something like this is perfect size. We have a toilet with us to go to the bathroom, number one, whatnot.
Don't do number two.
Yeah. Don't. It's probably not a good idea.
No, you can.
But everybody here has cassette toilets in their campers, and it's essentially a porta potty. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you in another one.
Bye.
Bye.